Slow down on Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, yeah, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday, we paint the town.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Jeremy.
Haven't seen you in ages. So good to see you.
It is great to be here.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Pia.
Hi.
Jesse, how's Nomad life?
Starts on Saturday.
Oh, that's exciting. New adventure. That's fun.
Got a couple things left to wrap up, and then we'll be good to go.
Totally. Thanks for being here. All of that chaos.
Yes. Well, thanks for doing things virtually, so I can still do them, even though my life is training.
Totally. Hey, Veronica. MK, Sarah.
Hello.
Speaking of folks I haven't seen in a while, Chuck. It's good to see Chuck.
Where have you been?
Behind this computer.
Where have you been?
Right here, behind this computer.
Good place to be.
Does anyone love this song as much as I do? / have you heard it?
I've never heard
Brenda
this
does.
before.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I've never heard this either. Who is it?
21 Pilots.
You know, I was going to say that or Neil Diamond. I couldn't make sure.
It was between Neil and 21 Pilots.
If it was Neil Diamond, I would have known it. I'm a big Neil Diamond fan. Unironic.
Since the cat is not here tonight, I brought a dinosaur with me.
Well, that's fun.
Lanier will be providing feedback.
That wasn't the song. Anyway, it's called Saturday by 21 Pilots, if anyone is looking it up.
For their first holiday card as a couple, Trevor had a choice between one where he was great and she didn't, or
We don't need to necessarily listen to whatever's happening in Lori's background. Anyway, what's going on? How's everyone doing? I should know when I ask a room full of people on Zoom that no one's going to respond, because everyone's going to assume that someone else is going to respond.
Excited for Retro 2 tonight. Hey.
Oh, that's right. That's why we're all here.
Tonight is the opening night of the Denver Film Festival, and I am not there because I am here to support Deanna, who missed the opening night of hockey. So I think I should miss opening night of the Denver Film Festival.
Well, and if anyone knows Brenda, you know that it's a big deal that she's sacrificing opening night. So, Deanna, it's your lucky day.
Always my lucky day whenever I get to hang out with Brenda.
Oh, love
Truly.
that. Love that.
That's called being Minnesota nice.
I think she means it. I don't know. I think she means it.
I totally mean it.
She does. They all mean it in Minnesota. They're always. That's why they're all.
Too funny. Cool. Well, I'm just going to give folks another minute or so. It looks like almost everyone's here already. So,
Chuck Woodward.
Cool.
Chuck Woodward.
Star of the show. Should I spotlight Chuck?
Hey,
You are always spotlighted for me.
well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, Brenda, I'm going through all my things. Jesse, man,
I hope you got my congratulatory wishes
I felt
via Rob. That you felt them?
I
I
felt
heard
them.
it was a great, fun time, and I couldn't be happier for you.
Thanks, Chuck. I miss you.
I miss you too,
Miss everyone, really.
but mostly me.
Doing retros in my home is, it's fun and not fun. So
I feel that for sure. Cool. Let me just check our list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we're just hanging out for Rajanique, unless Rajanique's here under a different name. Any mentors aware?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, in the meantime, I'll take this opportunity to let everyone know that we are live on YouTube. So don't do anything you wouldn't want the internet to see. And let me, for the entrepreneurs in the room, if you want to share the live stream with friends or family, I'm going to post the link in the chat right now. There you go. And that will also be available for you to check out afterwards if you want to rewind and watch how you did. I want to welcome our newest RMFI team member to the community. We've got Laura here. Laura, if you want to unmute and say hi.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here.
So Laura is coming in to manage the entrepreneur engagement with our Aurora Bootcamp program, but she's here tonight to show some support and check out what retros are all about. We got Patrick here tonight too. What's up, Pat? Cool.
What up, everybody? What up, Jeremy?
Hey, hey. All right, I think we are all in the house now. So clearly, as you can tell, I am not Sydney, although I do aspire to be as cool as Sydney. Sydney has a cool opportunity tonight that conflicts with this. So I offered to take over, take control. And yeah, so you're stuck with me for the next hour or so. Hope that's okay. But I know you're not here just to listen to me. So let's go ahead and get this party started so we can hear some presentations. Are the slides viewable? Are we looking at slides?
Slides ahoy.
Cool. Welcome to retrospective number 2. Tonight we're talking about management and financials. Wow, it has been a long time since I've facilitated one of these. We're going to start off with some announcements. If you don't know, we have a newsletter. It's full of fun, informative, and useful information. Unlike every other newsletter you get, this one is actually cool, so you should sign up for it if you don't already. rmfi.org/newsletter. And mark your calendars. Tonight is retro number 2. And before we know it, we will be at graduation. So Thursday, the 9th of December at 5:30. Same time, same place, same Zoom link. We will be here celebrating graduation. And we'll also have the opportunity to hear from the folks that are currently participating in the Idea Lab. They'll be giving their 60-second business pitches and competing for a $250 cash prize. So we'll get to hear from them and also celebrate our bootcamp graduates. Another new RMFI staff member that I want to introduce. I don't know if John is on tonight or not, but I want the entrepreneurs to be aware, and I think you met him this week actually at the loan education workshop, but we have a new capital coordinator in our lending department, And John just wants to make sure you know that he is always available. You can call him at this number or send him an email if you ever have any lending questions. Cool. Rules of the retro. So tonight, like I said, we're focusing on the financials and the management. 4 weeks ago at Retro 1, we talked about marketing and operations. So now we are rounding out the business plan. Some of the main areas that we're going to focus on tonight are the launch and ongoing management strategies. We're going to talk about key success indicators and the metrics that we need to keep an eye on. Then we're also going to do some revenue, cost, profit, and cash flow projections. Each entrepreneur is going to have 6 minutes to present their 9 slides. So it is going to be fast paced. And for those of you who are filling out scoring sheets, you're going to have to be quick to keep up. So even though we've been doing this in the virtual format for about 18 months now, just a little recap. So entrepreneurs, you will be presenting. You don't have to focus on anything else other than presenting your business plan. I will go ahead and control the slides. So you just need to let me know when to move to the next slide. And then Veronica will be posting links to the electronic Google scoring forms in the chat. So those scoring forms are for mentors and staff to fill out. And each presentation is going to have its own scoring form. So just make sure you're filling out the right one, but that should not be an issue. And like I said, Veronica is going to post those in the chat. And the only other thing I would like to add is if you give a score of 3 or below, please include a comment. So it's useful to have that feedback, that written feedback, particularly if you're giving a score of 3 or below. But you can give comments for any score. It does not matter. After all of the presentations, we're going to do some breakout room activity. This will be our virtual feedback forum. Everyone will have an opportunity to chat with an entrepreneur and provide kind of verbal feedback and encouragement. So that'll be a good opportunity to further share your ideas and suggestions after the presentations. As always, we have our adorable puppy GIF, I think selected by Jess Sveen herself. Feedback, let's keep it high level, positive, and always honest. So what's at stake tonight? Each of the entrepreneurs can earn up to $600 towards their launch loan eligibility. I was waiting for Brenda to unmute. It's okay, we'll move on. We've got here we've got a presentation order here. I'm just going to pause. So entrepreneurs, you can take a look at who you are after. We'll have Deanna up first. And also want to take this opportunity to, as always, just express our gratitude from Rocky Mountain Microfinance to all of our amazing volunteers. You all put in so much time and effort to support our entrepreneurs, and we really appreciate everything that you do. So that being said, since I don't do this very often, have I forgotten anything?
I think you got it all.
Nice. Deanna, how are you
You
feeling?
got
Are
it,
you ready?
Jeremy.
Right on. Deanna, how are you feeling? Are you ready?
Well, I was, and then I forgot where the mute button was. So I guess
I hate when that happens.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready.
No, I think you're ready. You're here now.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen one way or another. So
That's right. That's right.
do it.
Cool. All right. So Deanna, the link to Deanna's scoring form is in the chat. You should have already opened that up by now. And Deanna, I'm going to go ahead and turn to the next slide, and the floor is yours.
Super great. So my name's Deanna Livengood. I own Foothill CPR. I'm in Arvada mainly, but I also teach in Centennial and Denver. And what I do is I teach CPR basically, CPR, first aid, a basic life support to healthcare providers is pretty much what I do the most of the time. Some EKG, and pretty much anything anybody wants to learn. Go ahead, Jeremy. My launch strategy, the key task that must be learned. My business is already registered. I've been in business for over a year. Equipment is pretty much what I use. So, you know, that's my equipment, my mannequins, my bag masks, my breathing devices and all of that. And then I also have a Facebook page as of now as well. Go ahead. Immediately, as far as my immediate goals and my ongoing strategy is 60 students a month, which is pretty attainable. The last couple of months I've hit almost 90, which was really nice. And that, you know, I break it up to bodies in a seat and how many is that a week? It's not a lot. It's not a lot of classes. It's not, you know, me working 20 hours a day, which is really nice. Ideally, I would like to connect and partner with education programs like community colleges, CNA programs, EMS programs. This the class that I teach most often is a requirement for any of us to have our professional license. I'm a paramedic. I have been for 20 years. Any of us in the healthcare field need BLS, and we renew it every 2 years, and it's renewed and renewed and renewed. And then down the road, ideally, I'd like to get to over 100 students a month, which I feel is really, really attainable. It's a market that's really never going to run out. We're always going to need certification. Schools have waiting lists. I'd like to add an independent contractor because I feel that a day off would be super great to have eventually. And that's it. Next slide. As far as like marketing and success indicators, what I'm doing now is kind of tracking where people are coming from. Are they coming from the American Heart Association? Are they being referred from community colleges? Are they coming from Google? And I'm able to keep track of that. What I'm realizing is fewer than half are coming from ads, and the vast majority of my students are coming from the American Heart Association. The IQS is an instructor quality score. I can look online and see how my previous students have rated me as far as my knowledge base, how effective I am as an instructor, how comfortable they are when leaving my classes. And right now I'm at a 94. I pride myself on being really responsive to my students. People have a lot of questions. It's kind of cumbersome navigating the process to get this very basic skill. And so I like to be around and super responsive to them. As far as financials go, my average cost per student is $60. I have a class that's 50, and I have a class that can be 86, depending on equipment. And I average out to about an 80% gross margin. Next slide. I just went over that. My average price is 60. If I have 80 sales a month, I have $4,800. And that's my bread and butter. Go ahead. So as far as my fixed costs, the really great thing is I really have just very few fixed costs. I have office rent, transportation. I spend very little per month in supplies, and I'm starting to spend less in marketing because I'm realizing that Google is not as effective as I thought it would be. I don't purchase equipment over and over and over again. So that investment has already been made. Go ahead, next slide. And then right now, if I did my math correct, and I'm not very proficient at the math, my monthly net profit right now is $720. When I get to the numbers that I would like to get, then obviously my profit will be higher. I have made a profit every single month in the last 13 months though. And you can see that my cost of goods is really low as compared to to what my fixed costs are. Go ahead. And so as far as cash flow goes, I require a deposit or pay in full. That keeps me with cash on hand. My goal is attainable. Reinvesting in the business, ideally more square footage. All of that is definitely doable within the next few months. Go ahead. And then capital needs are pretty low. As far as office and marketing, that's already there. I may take out a loan later just to expand. Go ahead. That's me. Sorry, I'm out of time. I have the timer here. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on the web. There's my number right there and my email.
All right. Great job, Deanna. Nice job. Right on time, too. Perfectly
I know.
executed.
I know I have it right here.
I like it. I love it when they come prepared.
I don't know if that was totally prepared though, Jeremy. I really don't, but thanks.
No, you did it. You did a great job. I'm going to give the mentors and staff a couple minutes to finish filling out those scoring guides. But yeah, and Deanna, how's the boot camp going for you so far?
Oh my gosh, aside from the past week and a half really knocking me on my butt, it's been super great. It's been the most really positive, challenging, growing experience I could imagine as far as being a business owner goes.
Awesome. Love to hear that, and super excited for the progress you've made.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's see. Who do we have next? We've got Amber. Amber, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Oh, I guess I need to turn my video on too. Okay. Yes, I'm good.
Cool.
Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can. Hang tight
Okay.
real quick. Veronica's going to post the link to your scoring form in the chat. We'll give folks about 30 seconds to get that open. Very cool logo, by the way. This is my first time seeing your logo.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to incorporate the name somehow, like within the actual image, but I haven't quite got there yet.
I like
Hopefully
it.
by graduation, maybe.
There you go. There you go. Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to you. The floor is yours.
Okay, awesome. Hi, my name is Amber Nekrasiv, and I am the owner and lead designer and professional organizer of Spacescape Designs. I do residential organizing as well as space planning and interior design services. Next slide. Yes. So just looking at the essential things that need to happen for me to get this off the ground is I still need to register my business, acquire insurance, set up a business checking account, and then I need to focus on my digital presence, launching my website, as well as some business pages on social media platforms. Next slide. So looking at the ongoing strategy, some of the growth objectives that I have within the first year is, first, I definitely want to try to reduce the amount of time I'm working at my current job so I can focus on the business. So generate enough revenue through the business so that I can move to part-time. And then in the 4 to 6 months, I want to launch a virtual organizing service. And then later down the road, I have an idea for kind of an organizational system or product that I want to start researching and developing. Next slide, please. So looking at the key success indicators, basically, I will use various spreadsheets to kind of track these marketing, operational, and financial success indicators, and really looking closely at leads and like lead conversions, as well as some of the revenue aspects. Next slide, please. And then financials, revenue assumptions. So looking at my average revenue per unit, as well as the units sold in a month. My project is calculated, basically we have it set as like a small, medium, and large project. And those are all based on a certain amount of hours. So it's hours per project. And that's gonna be at $60 an hour is the set rate. So the number of sales per month is going to be 17 projects, meaning that the average time spent on each project is gonna be between 5 to 6 hours. And that will leave me with average monthly revenue forecast of $5,560. Next slide. So cost assumptions, looking at the costs associated with providing my service, there's not a whole lot as far as the cost of goods sold. The only thing that I take into account is gas and mileage. So commuting to and from the projects. So that is going to be calculated at like 18 cents a mile. And I'm assuming that round trip anywhere from Denver, I looked, it would take me, it would be 20 miles round trip at most. So the forecast for that is only going to cost $66 a month on average for the gas. And then my immediate fixed costs, in my workbook, I have a full list of all these in detail, but it looks at things like the office supplies, software, affiliation, membership fees, insurance, things like that, as well as paying myself. So that comes out to $2,519.75 a month to be exact. Next slide. Like I said, there's not a lot as far as cost of goods, pretty low. And so my average monthly revenue that I got from my workbook is $5,560, a gross profit of $5,494 a month, and my net profit forecast is $2,974. So doing the monthly break even point, it looks like I need just around 8 clients or projects per month. Next slide, please. So the cash flow assumptions, the length of cash flow cycle is just basically the length of time it takes to complete a service, which is typically just 1 day, sometimes 2 if it's over 8 hours, but typically, I mean, I'll just get paid as soon as the service is completed. And then my strategy to kind of make sure cash flow or to ensure cash on hand to pay my bills is to continue earning my supplemental income until I have enough money with paired with money or revenue generated from this business to pay 1 year's worth of just the bills for the business. And then I'll take my net profits to save for like unpredictability in the market, and also do some more maybe expensive marketing campaigns, and then delegate maybe some administrative services. Next slide, please. And then my capital needs, not too much to start. Just looking at membership with NAPO, which is the National Association of Professional Organizers. So I can do some networking, some SEO marketing, insurance for the first month, as well as money to launch the site and do some email marketing. And I'm looking to get an RMFI loan and some personal investment, and then use money generated from the first month to pay for those. And last slide. And that's it. And yeah, I'm Amber. You can contact me or get a hold of me through my Facebook or my website. Thank you.
Nice job, Amber.
Yay. Thanks.
Cool. I'll give folks a couple minutes to complete the feedback form.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Are you relieved now that the presentation is over? You didn't seem that nervous.
Yes, I am. No, I wasn't too nervous, but I'm glad I'm kind of sick, so I'm glad to get it out of the way.
Good. Well, you did it. You did a great job. How's the boot camp going for you?
Awesome. It's amazing. Yeah, it's definitely is going above and beyond what I thought it was going to be. Very informative and just I love all the ladies that I'm with, and Sydney's awesome, and my mentors and you, and everyone's just really awesome. So yeah,
Cool.
I'm loving it. Yeah, very
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah, this is a great cohort to be a part of for sure.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
great entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Let's see, who do we have up next? Oh, we've got Emily. Emily, how are you doing today?
Super duper. Thanks for asking.
Right on. Hang tight for 1 sec.
Perfect.
Let some folks finish up with Amber's scoring form. And Veronica just posted the link in the chat for Emily's feedback form. So encourage folks to open that up.
Cool. And just so y'all know, on this first slide, my website and Instagram are still under construction. So.
And is this photo and your expression, is that the expression you make when your website is under construction?
Yes, it's very tongue in cheek.
Nice.
I'm such a dork. Okay.
Cool. Go for it. Take it away.
All right. I'm Emily Miller. I'm the host of Sus Herbs podcast. Go ahead and next slide. All right. So number one priority is podcast health. I'm going to be doing my episodes in batches. Yeah, so I have to do research and development, recording, editing. Cool thing about my RSI feed is that I can attach any publish date I want to episodes. So that gives me a lot of freedom. Then the next two priorities in here, so far as just strategizing like what I need totally, is website health. Obviously, you need a good welcome mat for where, your house. You need a working, functioning door. Cover art is actually super duper necessary as well. You can't publish anything on Apple Podcasts without cover art. So, I'm going to be using Canva Pro for that. Yeah, go ahead and next. So here's just like a little short outline of what I'm doing in this first fiscal year. So obviously focusing on the podcast health, making sure I have everything batched out and ready to go. Most podcasts go through a plateau period, and it's right in the 4 to 6 month time period. So that's when I've got everything batched, and then I can like pivot and focus on TikTok and IG. Just kind of boosting market presence. And then the last phase of my plan is going to be focusing on product development, distribution. I want to get some like environmentally friendly products, some different stuff, and then obviously some swag for the podcast. Next slide. Cool. So marketing KSIs are going to be centered around obviously TikTok and IG. Those analytics will give me more reaction-based information, whereas with the operations success indicators, listener and download are the exact same thing in the podcast world. So that analytic, they're just giving me numbers to work with. So in operations, I've got numbers of listens. Then I can find the reactionary through marketing analytics. The financial success indicator, I want to see like at least a 10% linear growth within the first fiscal year of my listenership. So that's going to be that operations number. Next slide. Okay, so in red, you've got CPM. Basically in the podcasting world, the first way that you can monetize is through sponsorship or partnership. That's going to be dictated by what's called CPM. Mille stands for 1,000, or that's what in Italian, mille means 1,000. Cool. So some sponsors call this listens or impressions or downloads. Basically, industry standard is between $16 and $50 per 1,000 listens. That depends on where it is in your reel. So I'm going to have to make an Excel spreadsheet that reflects like where the ad is in my reel, what kind of contract I have with my sponsor, and what kind of listens I'm getting from each episode. The beauty of podcasting is that once you publish an episode, you keep getting listens. So there's a potential for passive income. All right, next slide. Coolio. So basically, I've got Canva Pro, Buzzsprout is my RSI feed. Basically, they distribute my podcast to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the places that you listen to podcasts on, right? Canva Pro is where I will be doing my cover art. And then I also want to pay myself. So that's my immediate fixed cost, is like that learning curve. It's already improving though, so that's really cool. Obviously you need internet and phone. So phase 1 basically has my immediate fixed cost outline. Phase 2 is market centric. So that's going to be money that I'm putting into IG or TikTok. Phase 3 at that $1,300 mark is going to be once I start distributing and creating product. Yeah. Okay, next slide. All right. So I've got some little projections here. 25 times 6E. E stands for episodes. Right now, I'm averaging about 6 hours of time doing research and development, recording and editing each podcast episode. I'd like to pay myself 25 per hour. So that's my simple projection for y'all so far as like putting out 5 episodes a month, or being at least 5 episodes ahead of the game. P1, P2, P3, those are the phases. They're added together. There's my annual overall. And then the equation underneath is just kind of so you can see a projection of what CPM looks like for one sponsor paying at 16 CPM. 121.5K listens looks like a lot, but actually there's 56 million podcast listeners in the US. So that's actually not really like far-fetched at all. It's very feasible to get 121.5 K listeners. Okay, next. All right, so basically my length of cash flow cycle is based on the first year. In order to get a solid foundation, all my pillars of podcasting extra strong, so that I can really deliver a really superior product. That's my ultimate goal. Something that like a number one strategy that I need to take care of and be super accountable for is being a scheduling ninja. I'm gonna have to balance my work life and my podcasting life and all my passions. So I'm excited for it. Then I want to reinvest my net profits into coaching and mentoring. There's lots of resources in Denver. There's quite a few podcast incubators that I can go to. I've also found a podcast mentor, and she helps content creators and podcasters, make around like the 200,000. They make 6-figure salaries. So like, I'd like to have someone like that behind me. Yeah, next slide. All right, so funding sources. I want to do a fundraiser. Obviously, there's the sponsorship option. There's different ways to monetize too. But that's just like that's a decent breakdown of what I'm looking at. So yeah, next slide. Coolio, that's it. And the last picture on there, that seed, if you chew it up and eat it, you'll die. Just one of those seeds. That's what I'm talking, and that's what I'm talking about in my podcast is, plants that will unalive you. So cool.
Hey, great job, Emily. Nice job.
Thanks.
And now I know not to eat red tomatoes. Are those not red tomatoes?
That the seed's called rosary pea. It's like a bean that's on rosaries typically.
Don't eat your rosaries. That's the
Don't
message.
eat your rosaries.
That is helpful advice. So let me give everyone another minute or so to finish up the feedback form for Emily. And while they do that, I'm curious, Emily, what is the history or what inspired you to learn and become an expert on suspect herbs?
Well, I've always gardened. I find so much value in the botanical world. I've studied ethnobotany before. I just love how people and plants just coincide all the time. I find so much beauty in it. And also, the reason why I want to do this is to just raise awareness and also appreciation. Because, like, while I'm going to talk about how rosary peas can like totally kill you and history behind that and how it kills you, I also want to talk about the cultural and medicinal value of them. Just because people have a tendency to try to eradicate things that they're scared of. But I'd like to let people know, like, yo, this is dangerous, don't kill yourself. But also there are healers and like herbalists that know how to use these things properly, and they can be life-changing and life-saving. So
right on. Thanks for sharing that. That's really cool, and I appreciate you sharing all that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Who is up next? We have Pia. Pia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Looks like Veronica just posted the feedback form for Pia in the chat. So let's give folks a couple seconds here to get that opened up. And I just also want to comment that your logo is also very cool.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to have some changes made, but I'm pretty happy with it for now.
Yeah, I like it. I like the color scheme.
Okay.
That's my feedback. Right on. Well,
Good.
if you are ready, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Okay. Okay, my name is Pia Mosby. I'm the owner-operator of Full Circle Home Care. Could you imagine being an African-American, intellectually, developmentally disabled person living in a home where your needs weren't met? And the only way you could communicate that sadness was through compulsive, harmful behavior, causing you to be removed from your home. Why my home? For the AA and DD community, I understand and meet their needs, causing their behavior levels to decrease, so they can stay in their home. Okay, next slide. So my launch strategy, I need to lease the home and schedule inspection date, get my background checks done through CAPS, Trails, and the DLJ, and furnish the home. Ongoing strategy. Within my first 3 months, I need to lease and secure the home, decorate in African-American colors and wall art to represent African-American living. 4 to 6 months, just reassessing and monitoring my operation and budget. And during that time of the 6 to 12 months, I would like to research and begin my group home application. Next slide. And so my KSI, my key success indicators are, for marketing, I'm going to contact the placement coordinator twice a week if my census is low, resulting in potential clients within the African-American IDB community with high levels of disability. And the operations, I want to make sure that 100% assurance, the emphasis of African-American cultural living is met. Bi-weekly and monthly trips and appointments to barbershops and salons African American community events, African American churches, food options. Those are the type of cultural living that they're looking for that I'm going to meet. And my financial KSI is $1,500 a month per client. Next slide. So my products and services, I'm in 24-hour residential care, $5,000 a month. And that's with 2 clients, my revenue forecast would be $10,000 a month. So my cost of goods will basically, I really don't have those. This is going to look different from actual any other presentation because all of mine are immediate fixed costs. Okay. Next slide. And my profit assumptions, my monthly break-even point is the $9,077.62, and that's with 2 residents per month. So 100% of cash flow will be deposited 30 days after when I receive my payment. So I will actually be fronting the first 30 days of receiving a client. That's just because that's how the state works, how they pay. You actually have to do the services before you get paid or accept the client and have them in your home for 30 days before you get payment. And my strategy is I just need to have 2 residents in the home to pay my fixed costs and reinvest my net profits so I can open a larger home that will house up to 8 residents. Next slide. So my capital needs, it's pretty big capital need. The home lease is $3,000 and deposit. And I'm looking for funding resources like from getting donations and personal funding. And I'm going to take the RMFI loan. So I'm excited about opening up my home. And I've opened up many group homes for other people. I've walked them through the process. I have years of experience in behaviors and with children and adults and geriatrics. So if you know of anyone who has a home or who would like to donate, furniture, art, cash, this is my information right here. Thank you.
All right, great presentation, Pia. Nice job.
Thanks, Pia.
Thank you.
Cool. I'm gonna give folks another minute or so to provide some feedback in the forums for Pia. And yeah, Pia, how's the boot camp going for you?
Oh, sorry about that. That was my alarm.
See, you beat your timer. Nice job.
Okay. I really like it. It's opened my eyes up a lot. My dreams can come true with RMMFI. I really didn't think that I would ever be able to open up a home. But with RMMFI, it's amazing. I know that it can be done.
Well, that's amazing. But truly, you're doing all the hard work. So hats off to you. Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Who do we have up next? Rajanique. Rajanique, how are you doing today?
Hello. Hey. Sorry.
Take your time. Take your time. No problem.
Get my girls out of the tub. Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay. All right. I am as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. Well, we won't waste any more time then. Let's jump right into it.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
Rajanique, when I clicked on Rajanique's link, it says Janice at the top.
Okay, let's Rajani, would it be okay
Sorry,
if we let,
sorry, say that again.
well, let me see. Veronica, is the link is it a
Yeah.
link error?
Yeah, it's going to Denise.
Okay. Can we do Janice first? Is that okay with you, Rajanique?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So we're gonna do Janice's presentation first. Janice, surprise. Are you ready?
Love surprises.
This is a fun surprise.
Nobody asked me if it was okay.
Cool. Well, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, Janice's scoring form is in the chat, and it's labeled under Rajanique. But Veronica, do you want to just repost it real quick just to make sure it's clear? Although I guess everyone should already have it open now that I think about it, so should be good. Cool. Well, I think everyone's ready. So Janice, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. All right, so I am Janice and I'm the owner of Homeschool Master. Homeschool Master focuses on educating parents on how to navigate the home-based learning systems like homeschool. We all know like what grade our children are in. Most of us know what our children's teachers' names are. But if you try to figure out or ask yourself, what does it take for a third grader to get into fourth grade? Most of us don't have that knowledge off the top of our head. And so when I decided to homeschool my daughter, that learning curve was really steep. I wasted a lot of money buying stuff that was unnecessary. And there wasn't really like a central knowledge base that I could get that information from. And so that's what Homeschool Master does. We provide A to Z training courses. That's going to be e-training courses, one-on-one consulting, homeschool planning, tools and journals, as well as a community forum where parents can talk to other parents for advice and tips and tricks. So you can find us on, let's see, these websites. They're not all ready to go yet though. All right, cool. Next slide, please. Awesome. So launch strategy. My strategy at this point, I have the business registered. I have a business bank account. So I'm working on the website and forum development, recording, editing, and uploading the course, creating marketing materials, starting the business insurance plan, and then starting marketing campaigns. Next slide, please. All right, so ongoing strategy. So the goal pretty much for Homeschool Mastered is to be an educator. And at the beginning of my strategy, I am building brand awareness, brand trust, providing really high quality content. And so those are like my main focuses, because at the end of this period, when I get to month 12, I plan to invite other homeschool groups, other homeschool experts to participate in a marketplace where I can charge them rent to give like advice, because Homeschool Mastered is now going to be the homeschool hub. So months 1 through 3, I'm focusing on building email lists and just engagement. Months 4 through 6, I am targeting and inviting community groups where I can really saturate the local market. And then also like being a vendor for these like homeschool education or family fairs like kids expos and stuff like that. And then 12 months, that's when I will invite the homeschool groups, and then of course reach out to different homeschool media markets like the homeschool newspaper and such. Okay, next slide. All right, so my key success indicators. I'm really focusing on marketing. So cost per conversion is really important. The average for the year, everything needs to be, or I need to be below $3.97 per conversion. 5 conversions per 1,000 impressions is the goal that I'm aiming towards. I know that I may need to readjust marketing, but I plan to buy, purchase good marketing leads. For operations, I plan to really pay attention to customer satisfaction. I'm selling myself pretty much, my expertise and my knowledge. So I really need to make sure that that stays above 80%. And the financials, my net profit margin, and this is actually for all of the products, it is 69%. So I really want to stay. All right, next slide, please. All right, revenue assumptions. So the first product, and this is the main product, is the online homeschool training course. I plan to sell it at $149. The number of sales, 51, is actually an average over 12 months. So really, I don't even hit 50 until month 8, but because I will have spent so much in marketing beforehand, it will be easy to attain the numbers afterwards. And then my average monthly revenue on this product is $7,512.08. Next slide, please. Okay, and then so financial revenue assumption. Sorry, the slide is a little weird. There we go, cost assumption. So the average cost of goods, it cost me $4.47. It's a payment gateway just to process the payment per one of those training courses sold. And so 51 a month, we're looking at a monthly cost of goods sold, $992. And then my immediate fixed cost, which is that's pretty much all that I'm spending money on, our fixed costs, $1,805.02. All right, and then my screen's messing up again. Okay, so average monthly revenue, well, actually my break-even point. So I need to be able to sell 13 courses to break even and meet those fixed costs. Next one. All right, so the length of cash flow cycle. My payments are taken immediately when the costs, like when goods are sold. Even consulting, that's going to be prepaid. I don't plan to collect anything afterwards. My strategy to ensure there's enough cash on hand to pay bills, paying a month ahead, taking smaller owner draws until the business has at least 2 months of fixed costs in reserves. And then my strategy is really to reinvest in marketing and development. That's going to be the biggest thing for me to make sure that I reach my goals. All right. Capital needs. So marketing is pretty hefty. $750 per month is what I'm budgeting for it. The website and form build, that's a one-time cost of $800. Video production equipment is $500, just to make sure I have a really good quality videos at the beginning. And then service costs, $450 per month. Those are like the different hosting services that I have to have. And then marketing materials are $300. So we're looking at about $2,800. And I plan to personally invest the RMMFI loan. There's an SBA loan that I'm working on right now. That's $1,200. That we found out about, and then crowdfunding. The next slide, please. And that's me, Janice at Homeschool Mastered. My QR code's there again. Feel free to take the camera out and scan it. Thanks.
Hey, nice job, Janice.
Thanks.
Let's see. I'm gonna scan this right now. It worked. Not that I didn't expect it to work, but
follow me on Instagram.
Oh, very cool. follow. Boom, done. Did you get a notification?
Yes.
Technology is amazing, right?
It is.
Cool. So excellent job, Janice. I'm going to give folks a minute here to finish completing your scoring form, your feedback. And I love your background. Is that like a sheet or is that like a virtual background? What's going on there?
No, it's a background.
Very cool. Very fun.
Thanks. I volunteer with a lot of kids, so
Gotta have a fun background.
yep, keeps them interested. Hey,
Yeah.
I left out, Jeremy, you didn't ask me how the training's been going.
Let's see. Oh, Janice, how's the training been going?
Oh, it's been really good. My mentors are amazing. I'm sure everybody else is too, but I just really love mine. So thank you. You did a good job with that.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad you had nice things to say and that you weren't teeing me up to ask you so that you could tell us bad things. Well, I'm great. I'm glad to hear that. And congratulations to you on the growth of your business and your business plan.
Thank you.
Right on. So we're gonna go back for Rajanique, and the scoring form should now be correct. What happened was I put the wrong link on the wrong line, and that created the confusion. So everyone can check the chat for Rajanique's scoring form and pull it up and just make sure it's the correct one. All right. And Rajanique, how are you doing now?
I'm good. I'm a little bit nervous as always, but I'm here.
It's all right. You know, the nerves are half the fun.
Right.
Cool. Well, I think we are ready for you. So why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Alrighty, let's get into it, guys. Okay, so I'm Rajanique. My business name is Soulful Flavors. I'm the owner and the founder. Yeah, my website and stuff is coming soon. Next slide. Okay, so my management launch strategy is to get my food peddler's license. I need a business account open, my LLC, a website, and I need business cards and flyers with special promotions. Next slide. Okay, so management ongoing strategy. So for the first 1 to 3 months, I want to make sure I have the proper licenses and getting more kitchen equipment. The 4 to 6 months, I just want to make sure that I'm consistent on the days and times, taking all orders, getting my car fixed so that I can do delivery with no problems. And then for the 6 to 12 months, I would be finding a kitchen space to cook out of. So it's close to customers pickup and delivery, and looking into delivery services like Grubhub and things like that. Next slide. Okay, so my key success indicators, so my marketing is inbound calls and orders placed. My operation KSIs would be customer satisfaction, revenue generated, and units produced per hour. And my financial KSIs would be inventory days and advertising to sales. Yes, next one. Okay, so my financials, revenue assumptions. So the product or the service is, so I have 2 different things, is oxtails and my turkey legs. So my average sales for my oxtails is $16.50 and $17 for the turkey leg. So my sales per month is 22 oxtail plates and 44 turkey legs. So that's 66 platters a month. And my average monthly revenue forecast is $1,098.38, and that's combining both my turkey legs and oxtails. Next slide. Okay, so my cost assumptions. So the cost of goods. So the average cost of goods is $4.98. My sales per month would be 66, and my average monthly would be $328.69. My immediate fixed cost would be phone and internet, insurance, delivery and gas, the loan repayments, and other miscellaneous, just to keep it open for, emergency or anything that could pop up. So my total monthly fixed cost would be $683.42. Next slide. Okay, so my financials profit assumption. So my average monthly revenue would be $1,098.38. My average monthly COGZs would be $328.69. My average gross profit is $769.69. And my monthly net profit would be $86.27. And then my monthly break even, so that's my monthly fixed cost is the 683. And the unit 1650 plus what it takes is 813. So to break even, I would have to do 82 oxtail platters a month, which I think is my oxtails and turkey legs combined. Next slide. Okay, so the length of cash flow would be picking up the food the day before, and the prepay order or having customers prepay would help with the cash flow cycle. Strategy to ensure enough cash on hand would be picking up extra hours at work. This is definitely, I swear I have more on this. This doesn't look like it's supposed to, but the prepayment, picking up extra hours at work would make sure I have extra cash. Strategy for what to do. So I would always put it up for the next plates or whatever I need for the business. Next slide. Okay, so the capital needs would be the LLC, which is $50 since it's 50. Is $25, expires in January. Kitchen equipment, $300. Website development, which would be later, towards the year. 1,000, and flyers would be $200. So my funding sources would be the RMI loan, cash for my job, and friends and family, just in case I need extra cash or whatever. Next slide. And then that is my plate of oxtails that I did. Hungry yet? You can text me now. You don't have to wait until January, which was when I planned to actually start. So there's my number. Money talks. Hit me up. That's it.
Hey, nice job. Great job.
Thank you.
So what's on the menu for dinner tonight?
Tonight I'm just making chicken and fries for my kids because it's something easy. But yeah. Yes.
But if we text you for food, what days of the week do you serve?
I usually do on the weekends, so mostly Saturdays and Sundays. That's when I'm really full throttle. We talked about me doing maybe a Tuesday and Wednesday just to up, how much capacity. But as of right now, I just do the weekends, and I go super hard on the weekends, So I'm up at 5 a.m, depending on what I'm doing. And I'm cooking all day, so you're getting this by dinner time. And yeah, I don't never have no bad feedback or nothing. I work hard. I put my foot in it, and yeah.
I believe it, and I know Sarah is trying to get some of that oxtail and turkey, so you can be on the lookout for some orders from Sarah.
Okay, for sure. And
awesome.
From the group, I don't know if you wanted me to answer, but
Sure.
I've taken a lot. I became more confident in myself, in my business. And my mentors have just been amazing. We sat on the phone yesterday for 2 hours and they helped me with my presentation. So they are so amazing, so helpful. And all the women in the class, last week was terrible for me, and they were just so amazing and loving. And that's why I'm here today. And yeah, that's
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you for all the hard work you've put in. And I have no doubt that you're going to sell at least 82 platters a month,
right.
if not more, and you're going to be making a profit.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. If everyone could unmute and give all of our presenters tonight a big round of applause, I think it was an excellent presentation tonight.
Yeah. Everyone.
Nice job. I did forget to make one announcement at the top of the show, so I'm gonna do that announcement real quick. For those of you who have lived in Colorado for a little while, you're probably familiar with Colorado Gives Day. So wanted to remind everyone that Colorado Gives Day is coming up on December 7th. And we would love for you to give where you live, right? So if you or somebody you know wants to financially support Rocky Mountain Microfinance, here is your opportunity to do that. You can schedule your gift as soon as right now, all the way up through December 7th by going to coloradogives.org/RMMFI. And yeah, we really appreciate all the support all around from the community. Is Mary Kate on here, and do you want to add anything?
I am on here, but you covered it all. I guess the last thing I'll add is if you subscribe to our newsletter, we are also putting out an ambassador toolkit for anyone that wants to help spread the word to your friends and family and colleagues. So that'll be coming out with tomorrow's newsletter. So if you're not subscribed and want to get access to that, make sure you subscribe tonight so that you can get that newsletter tomorrow. It's got a bunch of templates for sending emails, texts, and doing social media posts, or even creating your own fundraising page.
Love it. Thanks, MK. Cool. Well, excellent presentations all around. It's 6:40 right now. So I think that leaves us about 15, 20 minutes if everyone's willing to hang out a little bit longer to do some breakout rooms, meet an entrepreneur, and give some feedback. So what we're going to do, Veronica has created the breakout rooms, and you are going to be randomly assigned to one entrepreneur to give feedback to. If you have another entrepreneur that you want to speak to before the end of the night, feel free to, say hello in whatever room you're in. And then you do have the ability to come back to the main room and we can reassign you to another entrepreneur if you have a request. Does that sound good? So we'll do this for about 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. Cool. Is it just me and you? Hard to tell.